Hello, welcome to the video. I was going to go for a test ride because I've made some changes to the bike and I was going to show you all what I've done whilst I was out, but it's rainy and nasty, and the truth is it took me ages to clean all these bags. You have to have all your bags perfectly clean when you go into New Zealand. They're very, very fussy with contamination and invasive species, as you'd expect. It makes sense. So yeah, I can't be bothered getting everything dirty and having to clean it all again. So what I'm going to do is show you what I've done and then take this out for a test ride. Also, on top of that, I am out training at the moment. I'm trying to get some miles in before I start because I am wildly out of shape. It's crazy. I could tell you about it whilst I'm out, in fact. You might be interested, but yeah, I've just had to really look at my diet and my health, and I just had a massive realisation over Christmas. Anyway, let's get on to the bike, the fun stuff. So, first of all, these. So I had these panniers on the Trans Am, and I used them on the Kona, on a rack. I haven't got it here, but the tubus rack. And now I've bought these mounts from Tailfin, these fork packs, I think they're called. So I can mount these straight on the front forks. I used to have bottle cages and water bottles on the front forks, but I was always a little worried. I've heard stories where people have hit stuff, you know, rocks or roots or whatever, and just twisted and ripped the bosses, they're called bosses? The mounts out of the forks themselves, or even destroyed the forks, and I don't want to do that. So these are more likely to snap here. The point of failure would be here, I would guess, which wouldn't be good, but you know, cheaper than a fork. So the idea there was to take the water bottles off, put the fork packs on here. These fork packs are going to be just for food and my stove, so it's extra capacity really, which is great. That left me in a position where I needed to move my water bottles. So Caroline and I made a new frame bag, sort of 3/4 one, would you call that? So I can put a water bottle in there. This is another frame bag. This is made for Ganti, my friend Ganti. He's actually going to be in New Zealand whilst I'm out there, but he's caning it to try and get through it as fast as he can. So good luck, Ganti. Anyway, I've got this 3/4 one here, which means I can put my 1 litre, it's 1 litre-ish, insulated clean canteen on the frame. I've gone with an insulated one because it's important to have cold water. I found I spent a fortune when I was on the Trans Am buying ice drinks, not because I like, you know, ice drinks, that artificial flavours and Gatorade and stuff like that. I just wanted cold, so I figured I'm going to save a fortune if I just have cold water and maybe flavour it with electrolyte tablets. So that's going to be insulated. Another thing, I've taken everything out of my stem bag here and I bought another insulated 592 milliliter bottle, and that's got a sort of pop-up thing so I can drink as I'm moving. So that's what I've done. They're heavy, but I'd rather pay the weight penalty and have nice cold water. So that's the plan. Additionally, I've bought another 1.9 litre normal clean canteen to go down the bottom. So in total, I've got 1.9, 2.9, 3.4, and with my water bag, my Knock flexible water bag thing that I use for filtering, that's an extra 3 litres. I got tons of capacity for water, but I thought that was a good solution. In here now is just spares, repairs, everything's nice and neat in there. Everything else is still the same to the last video. I lose track, I change my mind so much and I'm always tinkering, but you know, I enjoy all that. But I think this setup now is perfect. I really do. All of my filming stuff in there, water in there, pump and some things in there, GoPro, tools, spares, repairs, first aid, and you know, it's just nice. Everything's in its place. It's probably not finished, but I love this setup. I've also strapped my pump on there. Anyway, the reason I'm showing you all this now is because I'm going to take it all off now for the last time, because when I do go out and test ride the bike, I don't want to take all the bags. Like I said, I don't want to have to clean them. I don't mind cleaning the bike. So I'm going to strip all this down now and then put it all away. So this is the final configuration. It's not going to change. That was a long clip, wasn't it? Forgot about this. I bought an adapter thing, which allows me to mount a bottle cage, or, you know, one of those anything cage type things onto the back of the tail fin. It mounts underneath, and that means then I can put in water bottles, or in this case, a little tool bottle thing. I don't really need it, but it was cool, and I wanted it. God, I've been out on this route on my Kona training just for the last week or so. It's the first time I've come out on this bike, but with these squidgy tyres and the suspension seat post, it's just awesome. It's just like floating. That hill is a killer. And I've got to go up it on the way back. What a day. I can't believe I'm wearing sunglasses. Gotta make the most of days like this. See if it's still hot. Yes, it is. Good. So I said I was going to have a quick chat about my diet and my general health. So I weighed myself for the first time on Christmas Eve. I never really pay attention, and I was 15 stone. Now I was under 13 when I got back from the Trans Am, which means I put on 25 pounds approximately in 10 weeks. So obviously what happens there, my blood pressure starts going up again. None of my clothes fit. I feel absolutely awful. And that's exactly how I felt when I got back from the GDMBR. The same thing happened. So I need to figure out what to do about it. So I've just been thinking about diet and health and general stuff like that. And I thought I'd put it all in a video. Half the time I do it so I can remember what I've said and what I come up with. And also, I suppose I am vain in a way. I care about what people think about me. I don't know if that's a good thing to admit, but it's definitely true. And yeah, if I commit to doing something in a video, there's probably more chance of me following through with it. So it's not just a vanity thing. I had a gut. I looked at myself in the mirror and it was awful. I had a gut hanging over, and it causes chafing when you're on these long rides. The shorts that I love and I want to use don't fit at the moment. So I am going to have to lose some weight, and I've started. But you know, all that extra weight does rub and you get chafing, and it can cause all sorts of problems. So, you know, it's important. Like I said, the blood pressure. I think if it was just a vanity issue, I wouldn't be so concerned. But you know, I'm 51 now. I'm going to be 52 this year, and that's not old, not by any means. But I don't want to end up like a lot of people in their 50s. I suppose they call it middle-age spread, and I think I'm experiencing it. I think it is like a switch at 50, whereby it's harder and harder to lose weight. It could also be that when I go away on these long trails, I can eat whatever I want, and still I lose weight. I can't eat enough to compensate for the amount of calories I'm burning. So I'm stuffing my face the whole time with whatever I want. Now, that's probably not good anyway. I don't know what my cholesterol or anything like that is like. It's probably awful. It might be worth getting that tested. But when I get back, I think I just carry on eating like I did. There's like a theory, I think, that your stomach stretches the more you eat. So that, you know, the more you eat, the more difficult it is to feel satiated. Is that the word? So I think that's what it is. It's almost like a yo-yo diet when people are on those. Every time I lose weight rapidly, I put it back on again and some. My diet when I get off the trail is as awful as it is when I'm on the trail. My meals are fine. I eat good meals. You know, I eat reasonably healthy, proper food, but all day long I'm picking and I'm never full. So that's got to change. I don't prepare food. If people prepare it for me, I eat it and I'm grateful, but I never cook for myself. And it's really strange because it's one of those things I think I would enjoy. So I'm going to try and do a bit more of that. I don't know why I don't, but that's going to be, I don't want to say a New Year's resolution because they're bollocks, in they, or nonsense, depending on how Ross edits this. But they are. So I don't know. I'm going to try. I'm going to try and cook some better food. Believe it or not, I went on a diet on Christmas Eve. That was when I saw myself, and I've been good. I have been good. I haven't been eating chocolates, crisps. I've cut down sugar. and I have lost about 5 or 6 pounds. But you know, it's got to keep going. It has got to keep going. I'm soon going to be on the Tour Aotearoa in New Zealand. I don't know whether I should bother to try and do too much whilst I'm out there, because it's not quite so critical. Like I say, I'll be burning the calories off. And finally, exercise. So obviously exercise is not an issue when I'm on trail. When I'm off the trail, that's a real struggle. I don't want to ride my bike. I've said it before, I don't particularly like cycling. I like traveling by bike. I like exploring. And I have no motivation whatsoever to just go riding around like I am today. I mean, this is beautiful, but I've seen it dozens of times. So I've either got to make more of an effort to find places to go, or come up with a different exercise routine. I did used to go to the gym, but I just stopped. I don't like gyms. I don't like the environment. I just don't like them. They're not for me. I did even think about getting one of those trainers, the bike trainers for at home. And I think I might go for that. If anyone's got a good suggestion, I would be grateful. Ideally, I think it's diet. I need to deal with my diet. So I'm telling everyone now, and myself, that I am going to get it under control. Also, I'm going to drink less. I've had nothing. I had a couple of drinks on Christmas Day, nothing since. And I mean, that's not going to last, is it? As soon as I get to New Zealand, I'm going to start drinking. But it's going to be in moderation. So there you are. It's all been put down. Sorry about this video. It's very narcissistic. That's the word. But then again, all of these videos are in a way, aren't they? The ones when I'm out on the trail showing people things and riding around and all that aren't. But any video like this, when I'm just talking about myself, feels weird. I also forgot to mention the kayak. I bought that specifically to get some more exercise. And that's going to work, I'm sure it is. Especially because I got that big, what's it called? The inside passage I want to try and do. That's a massive undertaking. I had no idea. But on top of that, I need to become a strong swimmer to do that. I can swim, but I'm not strong, and I need to be. So that's a good way. That's motivation enough, isn't it? Not dying in the frozen sea is good motivation for exercise. Right, let's keep moving. Backlit. It's not going to work, is it? Still hot. It's only been about an hour, but that's pretty good. So the bike feels very good. Perfect, in fact. The tyres could do with a bit more air for the road, but I think I can get another 10 or 15 psi in those. It's slower, definitely slower than the Kona, but the comfort, honestly, I can't tell you. It's like being on a cloud. You're floating along. It's pretty amazing. And you know, this whole New Zealand thing is more about experiencing the place than crushing miles. So even though 50 miles a day is going to be a challenge, I think it's going to be more of a relaxed kind of trip than particularly the last one. There's a slide over there. Do you get that? If you see a slide, you just have to do it. Even though it's just going to be one of those slides that don't slip easily. You're going to get jammed halfway down it. I'm going to go and check it out though. Let's see. That might work. Why not? Not too bad. There's an old lady over there. She saw me. I love this bike. I really do. But it's another one. It's like the Kona. When it's got the bags on, it feels better. That could just be that I'm used to it. But it just feels so well balanced and stable. Incidentally, somebody, I can't remember who, sent me a message saying that they'd called Alpkit, who make these Sonder bikes, to ask him about the broken road, and they told him to watch my videos. I mean, I'm honoured. That's cool, but you owe me commission, Alpkit, if that's your real name. Now to go back up that hill, I think it's called Hascott Hill. Anyone from round here will know it. Wrong gear. Made it. Maybe I'm not in as bad shape as I thought. I'm not in good shape. But I don't know, it's only been, what, 10 weeks since I got back from the Trans Am. You must, there must be a legacy for that, mustn't there? Legacy fitness, let's call it. We're soon going to find out. So the next time you see me, I'll be on my way. So there you have it, I'm here at the airport. I've checked the bike in and the case, that all went smoothly. Now I'm just waiting to fly, heading to the departure gate. I'm stupidly early, but that's just my way. I can't deal with the stress. I have a 12-hour flight to Shanghai, and then a 12-hour layover before a 12-hour flight from Shanghai to Auckland. So 36 hours. It's Friday at 3 o'clock and I don't get to Auckland until Sunday at 4:30 in the afternoon. I mean, this is going to be a long journey, but that's what you got to do. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't, so you can follow me on my journey. It should be a good one. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Now, if I could just find somewhere where I could spend £600 on a pen